Sorry about that, y'all. I was testing a few real quick. How's everybody's 4th of July weekend going? Is it going great? Good? So, how many of you watch Investigate Discovery on DirecTV? I do, sometimes. Not all the time. Depends on what interests me. You know what I mean? Oh, and if you guys like the overlay, please let me know. Or if you guys like the graphics in the background, if you like the background, man, that's what I'm trying to say. If you like the background, let me know in the comments below. Let me know in the live chat below as well. I love the background. I think I did an excellent job. You know, shout outs to Restream, man. Heck, if it wasn't for Restream, I probably would not be streaming anything, and I probably would not be going live for my watch-alongs at all. The people that developed Restream, they did really good in every aspect of the way. Again, welcome to the Deadly Affairs and Deadly Women's live stream watch-along, folks. I hope you're having a good 4th of July weekend. Is anybody doing anything for the 4th of July? Unfortunately, I have to work. Monday is 4th of July, the day I got to work, fortunately. I won't even have to have 4th of July off. Instead, I have Tuesday off instead. Because of my uncle's funeral, of course. But anyhow, I hope everyone's doing all right. You know. And I wasn't lying when I said this world has gone upside down. It's gone more than upside down. Usually I don't go live with these type of watch-alongs, man. But I figured I'd try to shake things up a little bit for the channel, man. You know, I try to bring y'all some different stuff going forward with the channel. Because I said I was going to bring something new going forward with the channel. This is not the only thing. Like I said, there's more to come on the channel, man. There's more to come. And I was going to tell y'all this, but I'm going to wait till next week. I'm going to wait till next week. I want y'all to see it for yourselves. I got a brand new video that's going to be uploaded to the channel next week. Also, I'm going to be streaming a brand new game that I recently just bought yesterday. Actually, I just bought it today. I'm actually going to stream the game that I just bought today next week. I'm guessing you guys already know the new game that I bought. I said it in some of my watch-alongs. I'm pretty sure you can guess what that game is that I bought. And it's listed in a description on that Ronda Rousey 2K Towers gameplay video. So I'm going to let you wrestling fans take a guess on what game I bought. What new game I bought today. It was earlier. I bought it earlier, man. It's installed, ready, and everything. I'll give you a hint. It's got a lot to do with professional wrestling. It's an edition that I bought. It's an edition of the game that I bought. I bought the full edition. Don't worry. You'll find out next week. Want to know why? Because I'm actually going to be streaming it live on YouTube next week using this very same webcam that I used. I'm not using that PS4 webcam. I'm not using that PS4 camera. I'm using a webcam for my YouTube live streams. I'm talking about my YouTube gaming live streams. That's what I mean by YouTube live streams. Not watch-alongs. Gaming YouTube live streams. I'm going to be using this camera for my watch-alongs too. I tell you, man, the graphics on here looks fantastic. I'm not even kidding you. It's almost like I done took my channel to a whole nother level, man. I wasn't even expecting myself to bring this to you all. I wasn't expecting this to bring people's attention. I wasn't expecting this to get a lot of views. I was expecting to get a lot of views on my SmackDown watch along last night. That was unexpected, man. It really was. I had got like 2 or 3 new subscribers. Still got 349 subscribers. I did have 351. A few weeks ago, I had 351, and that dropped. I don't know why. I did nothing wrong. I didn't say anything bad on here. I don't know if it's because my speeches don't make sense, or people are just not interested in the channel, or why. I don't know, man. I don't know. I do what I can to bring people content that they want to see on the channel, man. Content that I want to see, that they want to see. You know. But we had a great time last night for SmackDown episode 48, I think. I think it was episode 45, I think. If I remember, let me go back. I said it in the stream, somewhere in the beginning of the stream last night. But guys, seriously, if you love the background, let me know in the live chat, and let me know in the comments below when the stream ends, okay? Oh, it was SmackDown episode 26. I got it wrong. Yeah. Remember when I was live for SmackDown episode 26 last night? Remember that? Yeah, I had a good time. We had a blast. Of course, the only person that commented in the live chat was my YouTube moderator. Nobody else did. But I did get a few comments from YouTubers that I'm friends with on Instagram and YouTube and Twitter, including Underground. You guys heard of that guy's YouTube channel name, right? Underground. Guys, I got to give a shout out to Underground, man. He's been one of my many supporters, man. He's been one of the many that's been supporting my YouTube channel going forward. So I got to give a shout out to him. I appreciate the comments from you and your subscribers. And all I ask is to please continue to support me and my channel going forward, man. I'm trying to get to 1,000 subscribers. I'm trying the best way I can. I don't want to quit. I'm not quitting. I'm going to keep going. Sorry if you hear the bathwater in the background. But anyhow, man, I'm going to go ahead. The reason why I'm live with the watch along is because I want you guys to have a listen to Deadly Affairs episode 10 and Deadly Women episode 8. So the summary for Deadly Affairs, it says that a paralegal starts an affair with her boss, or her husband of 2 decades catches on. and someone gets the axe. Then a soldier's love for the army means his wife has plenty of time to play. But when he goes out to find her lover, it's all out war. It's an all out war. It's an all out battle. In other words, at least the murder. So, Deadly Women episode 8 summary. It says here that the spouses Crystal and Giovanni Gambino live on the wild side with their drug-fueled swinger parties. Then Giovanni excludes Crystal, and several people will pay with their lives. And then it says next, Martha Grinder's obsession with death leads her to do the unthinkable. So the first ID premiere that came on ID was the first episode that came on was Deadly Affairs episode 10. So does anybody have any questions before I hit the play button? You know what? Don't even worry about questions. Don't even comment any questions in the live chat. We're gonna go ahead and push the play button.
Very hard to make a life for her family, for her children.
Now, as you all know, my Dragon Ball Z Kakarot demo version gameplay video was uploaded to the channel earlier today. So if you haven't checked out the video, go check it out. Go give it a thumbs up. Subscribe to the channel if you're new, and turn on the bell for notifications so you don't miss any video or live stream that gets uploaded or streamed each and every single week. Also, you can subscribe to my second channel. I'm working on my second YouTube channel as we speak.
Army Specialist Sean Cleland and wife Heather are living proof that love is sweet and spicy. I think maybe the biggest part of the attraction.
Although you can tell these two are in love. Look at this. Dude, that was a huge mistake showing his mugshot on TV. Man, that's terrible. No Underground. I did not bother watching Money in the Bank because I know it was going to be a complete miserable failure. I didn't watch Money in the Bank because I knew Money in the Bank was going to miserably fail. I knew it wasn't going to deliver, and I knew the pay-per-view was going to suck. And it probably did. Am I correct? Did Money in the Bank suck tonight? Just like all the other pay-per-views do? We all know Monday Night Raw, SmackDown, and 2.0 produced some of the worst shows in all of WWE. The Monday Night Raw, SmackDown, and NXT shows are absolutely terrible every single week. Even the pay-per-views. Guys, I would rather watch ID. I honestly would rather watch Investigate Discovery than watch a waste of pay-per-views such as Money in the Bank. The shows are not being written or produced right. The shows are not what they used to be anymore. They're not enjoyable to watch. They're uninteresting. And nobody is going to invest their time in watching garbage on TV. Sorry. I'm not doing that. That's not me. That's not me at all. Monday Night Raw is going to be even more terrible next Monday because they're going to be producing the same old rematches, same old segments, same old freaking backstage interviews, same old cringy shit that they always produce every week. The viewerships are going to keep dropping. They're going to keep dropping until the shows get better. They're going to keep dropping until Vince is removed from his active duties as chairman, until Bruce is fired from all WWE to never get rehired again, man. I've said this on the SmackDown Watch Along last night, and I can't believe I'm saying this again because it's the truth. The shows are not getting better because Vince is still in charge. And Bruce is still in charge too. Well, good for Liv. Congrats to her on winning the SmackDown Women's Champion. Congratulations to her on becoming the new SmackDown Women's Champion. Finally, something new, something fresh. Now, I find it hilarious how JD said that Liv Morgan wasn't going to be the SmackDown Women's Champion, and here we are. Here I am, finding out that Liv Morgan is the SmackDown Women's Champion. But I don't want to upset you Liv Morgan fans, but Liv Morgan is not going to be SmackDown Women's Champion for long. Her reign is going to be terrible. It's going to suck. And then the title's going to be dropped. They're going to drop the title. They're going to make her drop the title, or they're going to make her drop the title to somebody. That's for sure. But I hate to brag. I hate to upset the Liv Morgan fans, but her reign, I'm telling you now, her reign's not going to last long. Her reign is going to be just like Ronda Rousey. Ronda Rousey. Her reign is going to be like Ronda Rousey. Ronda Rousey. Her reign is going to be like Thunder Rosa. Her reign as SmackDown Women's Champion is going to be just like Tamina and Dana Brooks' reign as 24/7 champion. I really don't see WWE using her on TV. Look at what they did to Tommaso Ciampa. Look what happened to Pete Dunne. Look what they did to Adam Cole. They tried to pitch Adam Cole to be the manager of Keith Lee. That didn't sit happy with Adam Cole, so he left the WWE. Vince, Bruce, and WWE are creatively lazy, man. In every sense of the word. SmackDown was god-awful last night. SmackDown was absolutely terrible. Absolutely terrible, man. Some parts in the Battle Royal last night was great. Some of it was, including the part where Omos was dominating. And the part that Baron Corbin was in the Battle Royal. Only for him to get put in a fatal four-way match. Why would you put said talent in a Battle Royal and then turn around and put him in a fatal four-way? Not to mention, why would you even book a Battle Royal on SmackDown to begin with when everybody in that match has qualified to be in the Money in the Bank men's ladder match? I don't get it. It don't make sense. It doesn't make sense. That didn't make sense at all, man. And another thing that didn't make sense, you had 5 legit baby faces in the ring in that 3-on-3 Raw versus SmackDown Women's Tag Team Championship match. You had 5 baby faces in the ring. You got Alexa Bliss, Raquel Rodriguez, Lacey Evans, Liv Morgan, and freaking Asuka. The only 5 baby faces in that ring. Only 5 baby faces in that ring. And the only heel in that match was Shotzi Blackheart. Now, if that's not enough to tell you that that's creative laziness right there, and I don't know what else to tell you, man, on top of that. That's just creatively lazy, not putting other heels. That's just creatively lazy, not putting other top female heels in that Raw versus SmackDown 3-on-3 women's tag match. My question is, why was it even booked? We WWE fans didn't ask for that. We AEW fans didn't ask for that. Who booked that? Who made that decision to book Raw versus SmackDown 3-on-3 women's tag team match? I'll tell you who. Bruce Pritchard. Gosh, that was one of the worst decisions ever to book that match. It's not even Survivor Series, and they're booking matches like this. WWE are the drizzling shits, man. AEW is producing way more shows than WWE, and I don't care what geek in the live chat or what geek in the community or in on social media has to say. I don't care. I don't care. I don't care what a WWE Market Stain has to say, man. What I'm saying is true. What I'm saying is right. None of the stuff I'm saying is false. None of the stuff I'm saying is false at all. Everything I'm saying is true. I'm right. Like, just look how shitty WWE and their creative is. Why do you think Sasha Banks and Naomi walked out on Johnny Laurinaitis, Bruce and Vince's terrible creative? Why do you think they put the women's tag team titles on John Laurinaitis' desk in his office? Because they don't like the creative direction that Vince and Bruce were going for them. They don't like their creative laziness, man. They didn't like the way they were producing. They don't like the way they're producing these shows, man. I believe that's why Naomi and Sasha Banks walked out in the first place, because of Vince and Bruce's terrible creative. And the way they booked that women's number one contender women's match, the way they booked that, man, it just, I don't know, man. It just wasn't right. Creatively wasn't right, man. That's crazy. I cannot imagine seeing a Ring of Honor talent signing with WWE. That'd be the absolute worst. Underground, let me tell you something, man. I don't want to, I'm not on nobody's side here. I'm not on your side either. But there's a lot of things wrong with WWE right now. I'm telling you now, dude. There's a lot of things wrong with WWE right now. They're creatively lazy. Their booking is terrible. And look how bad they are producing and writing these shows, man. And you get these reports of Vince McMahon ripping up the scripts only for them to get rewritten by Vince himself. And you're saying WWE is not that bad. Yeah, sure thing. It's not the way I see it. The way I see it, WWE is completely bankrupt in every aspect of the way. And I'm going to be honest with you. WWE does have some decent stuff on the show, but not everything is good. The Raw, SmackDown, and NXT we see it's just Monday Night Raw, SmackDown, NXT 2.0 garbage all over again. Look how awful the SmackDown men and women's rosters are. Look how awful the Raw men's and women's rosters are. They can't even fix those rosters. They can't even fix both rosters. It's simple. They're creatively lazy. They don't want the shows to get better. They don't want a better SmackDown, Monday Night Raw men and women's roster. They don't want to create or build new stars. You know, meanwhile, look at what AEW is doing. AEW, they are building new stars. They are producing and writing their shows correctly. I don't see nothing wrong with AEW at all. AEW is doing what WWE can't do. And that's book the right matches, produce the right storylines, produce the right backstage interviews, give your superstar the right gimmicks, you know. Some of these superstars in WWE I see, man, their gimmicks, some of their gimmicks are just so awful. Like, I'm not even kidding. I love Shotzi Blackheart's character. Shotzi Blackheart is doing great with her heel work, and I don't care what anybody says. Shotzi Blackheart is doing some of the best work of her career as a heel, as well as Seth Rollins. And we can't forget Roman Reigns, even though he's a part-timer now. Roman Reigns is doing the greatest work of his career as a heel. And he was a legit good babyface too. Not every wrestling promotion is perfect. Impact. I mean, who the heck watches Impact? I know I don't. I don't watch Impact. Impact sucks. I would rather watch AW Dark than watch Impact Wrestling. Impact Wrestling, not for me. Impact Wrestling's terrible. Trash. Absolutely trash. Trust me, I've watched it over the years. And the more I watched it, the more I realized how boring their booking and matches are. It's just like the way they're producing their shows, man, it doesn't feel enjoyable to watch anymore. You know? I would rather watch Friday Night SmackDown than watch Impact Wrestling. That's how garbage Impact is, man. Seriously. Impact Wrestling is garbage in a lot of ways, man. I'm telling you now. Now, I'm not going to lie. A few weeks ago, I watched Elevation while I was live with my Elevation watch along, and I gave my opinions on it. For the first time ever, Elevation was absolutely terrible. I'm not going to lie to you. There was an episode of Elevation where I watched it, and I just sat there, looking at the live chats, and there was this one episode where I did not like the way AEW did with Andrade's entrance. They did not give Andrade a Titron. Andrade should have been given a Titron when he came out on AEW Dark. I find it funny how I'm seeing Andrade's Titron on Dynamite and Rampage, but I'm not seeing his Titron on Dark. How are you not going to give Andrade a Titron on AEW Dark? He comes out with the mask with no Titron at all. How are you going to come out with a mask? How are you going to come out with your fucking gimmick without a goddamn Titron? Who does that? Who does that? Really? Are you freaking serious? Like, really? Start putting Titron on all of your talents, man. And then AEW, they put these jobbers in matches, in 1-2 minute matches, and they lose. It's like, what's the point? You know what I mean? I don't understand it. What's the point of booking squash matches when you don't even know how to use your own young upcoming talent? What's the use of booking squash matches when all jobbers are going to do is lose every single week? And that's exactly what I'm seeing from a lot of talent that are from Ring of Honor. It's ridiculous. It's freaking ridiculous, man. It really is. I really don't understand the level of creativity from WWE, man. I really don't. I mean, on the ground, whether you like it or not, if you don't like what I got to say about JD, man, just simply click off the live stream. Everything JD is saying is true, man. Everything JD is saying has been true all along about WWE, man. I don't care what anybody else in the community has to say. Now, if you come here to support the channel, that's okay. But if you just come here to talk trash, man, you can get out of the live chat. That's all I got to say. Because I don't got time to be arguing with people like you. I really don't. Maybe if Vince and Bruce were removed from their jobs, maybe the shows would be better. And people are claiming that Triple H is back in charge of NXT, which I believe that. But you got to forget, Stephanie McMahon is the interim. He is the interim. She is the interim CEO of WWE. So when Stephanie McMahon is the interim CEO of WWE, what does that tell you? That basically tells you that Vince McMahon is going to get his position as chairman and CEO back very, very soon. And I don't like that. I'm not happy with that. I hope he loses his case to where he gets fired and removed from all WWE, because nobody wants to see Vince McMahon as chairman anymore. They are tired of his creative laziness and his power. He's tired of him. They're tired. All the WWE fans, everybody in the community, are tired of Vince McMahon and his creative team and people power. We're tired of that. We're tired of that. We're ready for Triple H to replace Vince McMahon as chairman of WWE. I think once Triple H becomes WWE, he is going to hire Paul Heyman. Paul Heyman is going to be executive director for Raw, NXT, and SmackDown. I cannot wait for Triple H to be chairman to where he can change the landscape of WWE, man, and bring that vibe back that we had. You know, bring that NXT that we loved, that NXT vibe that we had when the old NXT was, you know, when the old NXT existed back then. We want that NXT vibe, man. We want to see the shows be produced. We want to see fresh new matches, fresh new storylines, fresh new segments, fresh new interviews, man. We want to see all that. We don't want to see the same old rematches, same old segments, same old freaking backstage interviews, same old garbage every week. We don't want to see that. We want to see new stuff. We want to see new stars being built up. We want to see more NXT call-ups. We want to see more younger talent being built up and being used on TV. Not the same talent every single week. That's all I'm saying, man. The shows need to get better. They're not trying. They're not trying enough, man. Vince and Bruce, you're not trying enough. And they never will try enough. Vince and Bruce only care about what they want out of the shows. They don't care about what the WWE fans want. Well, it seemed like, well, I'm sorry, Southern Pro Wrestling. It seemed like when I said that WWE are creatively lazy, it seemed like Underground disagreed. The way you're saying it. Maybe he does agree. I don't know what's on his mind. I really don't. I can't tell him what to do. He has his own opinion. I have my own opinion. Everybody has their own opinion. Everybody has different opinions, you know? I can't tell him to not like WWE. If he likes WWE, that's him. If he loves AEW, he loves AEW. If he loves WWE and their booking and their storylines and segments that they produce, if he loves the way WWE's writing and producing their shows, hey, I ain't complaining. I used to be the type of guy that would argue with people about shit like this, but I don't do that no more. I don't do that, man. I really don't. I try to be nice to people. I don't try to be disrespectful, you know? And when it comes to my YouTube channel, man, I'm all about giving people the content they want to see. I'm not all about just throwing content on the channel and not saying nothing in videos and da-da-da-da-da, such and such, you know? Well, I'm glad to hear that he wants WWE to change because I do too. I want WWE to change by start having Triple H as chairman and have him hire Paul Heyman so Paul Heyman can become executive director once again. Only this time for Raw, SmackDown, and NXT. I'd say everything in WWE needs to change. The rosters, the brand splits need to end. The tag divisions need to merge. The titles need to be unified. Roman Reigns needs to drop the WWE Championship to either Cody Rhodes or Drew McIntyre. And that Universal Championship should probably go to a top talent. It could go to somebody like Walter if they turn Walter babyface, if they turn Gunther babyface. And then when Walter's Universal Champion, they can essentially turn him back heel. I mean, it's not that hard. It's really not. It's really not, man. It's about giving the fans what they want to watch. It's about giving the fans what they want to watch. Not get the fans what they don't want to watch. What the fans want to watch is better shows. What the fans don't want to watch is garbage. And that's what we're seeing every week on Monday Night Raw, SmackDown, and NXT 2.0, unfortunately. Which is why I don't watch Raw or NXT 2.0 anymore. I watch SmackDown. Because I feel like SmackDown at this point is doing better than Raw and NXT 2.0. I mean, listen, Southern Pro Wrestling, they have nobody else on that roster. Do you remember why I said the rosters are trash? Because they won't fix them. There's barely any singles competition. There's barely any men in that division that's worthy of challenging Roman Reigns. Outside of Drew McIntyre, Sheamus, Gunther, and maybe a Shinsuke Nakamura, but I don't see nobody else challenging Roman Reigns, man. I really don't. But the point is, WWE Championship should be dropped to Drew McIntyre, and the Universal Championship should probably go to. Well, actually, WWE Championship should go to one of the Monday Night Raw talents. That's what I'm trying to say, if you understand. The WWE Championship Roman Reigns can drop WWE Championship to Monday Night Raw top talent like Bobby Lashley, AJ Styles. Well, I'm sorry, man. I haven't watched Money in the Bank. I don't really watch much of WWE's pay-per-views like I used to, man. Only reason why I went live is to watch Deadly Affairs and Deadly Women. Because I really want y'all to have a listen to what it's like being in the live chat, listening to mysteries and documentaries on Investigate Discovery. I'm sure some of you all have watched Investigate Discovery. And by the way, if you have Investigate Discovery on DirecTV, well, just in case you don't know the channel number, it's on channel 285. We're going to get this thing rolling because I don't want to talk about WWE anymore. It's making my head hurt. But Southern Pro Wrestling and Underground, I will tell you some of my favorite talents. Some of my favorite WWE superstars on the SmackDown and Monday Night Raw men's and women's rosters include Roman Reigns. Roman Reigns, he's always been my favorite. He's always been my favorite. He's doing so great. He's doing the absolute best work of his career as a heel. No doubt about that. No question about it. If you're not a Roman Reigns fan, you're shitting all over Roman Reigns, then you are a complete blithering idiot at that point. You got to be the biggest dummy in the community, shitting all over Roman Reigns and his heel work. Roman Reigns has dominated the SmackDown men's single division. He is dominating as undisputed WWE Universal Champion right now, despite him being part-time. Now, Shotzi Blackheart is another one of my favorites. Shayna Baszler. Sasha Banks, of course. You all know I'm a huge fan of Sasha Banks, man. I've always been a huge fan of Sasha Banks. Ever since her debut on NXT. Come on, man. I hope y'all ain't out here saying that I ain't got a brain and I'm stupid and dumb, because clearly I'm not. I know more than what I'm saying. Yeah, there isn't no division at all, man. I said that in some of my watch-alongs. JD said the same thing, man. There's no divisions. No division at all. Roman Reigns has nobody to challenge for those titles. Nobody. Outside of Cody Rhodes, a Bobby Lashley, or a AJ Styles, or Shinsuke Nakamura. Just like what I said earlier. And I don't think nobody wants to see a Drew McIntyre versus Roman Reigns, because we've already seen that. I don't know how many times now. Roman Reigns versus Sheamus would be great. All Sheamus has to do is turn face. And we get Roman Reigns versus Sheamus. It wouldn't make sense to have a heel Sheamus versus Roman Reigns. In other words, it wouldn't make sense to have a heel Sheamus versus a heel Roman Reigns. Head of the table. Come on now. Heel versus heel makes no sense. Babyface versus babyface makes no sense. Every single wrestling fan in the community knows that. I agree. Southern Pro Wrestling, I agree with you. Shinsuke Nakamura is one of the greatest aspects of the SmackDown men's division, man. He should. That match should have been for Money in the Bank. It should have been. Because Shinsuke Nakamura wasn't in the men's Money in the Bank qualifying match. So, therefore, yes, Shinsuke Nakamura versus Roman Reigns should have been for Money in the Bank. You're right. And that should have been Roman Reigns' next feud. The brand splits have ended. Roman Reigns can feud with top Monday Night Raw talents like Bobby Lashley, just as I mentioned just a minute ago. Bobby Lashley. He could be feuding with babyface Bobby Lashley, babyface AJ Styles, Edge. You got so many top babyfaces on that Monday Night Raw roster. And people are saying that there are no top babyfaces on Monday Night Raw men's roster. Come on, man. Bobby Lashley is a babyface. He's a top babyface. AJ Styles is a top babyface. But then we haven't seen AJ Styles on TV for a month or so. At least I haven't anyway. You guys might have, but I haven't. Oh, man. You guys hear any fireworks in y'all's backyard today? Anybody hear any fireworks? Yeah, and let me tell you something about AEW. AEW's got some issues too. Too many titles are being shown on television. Too many titles are being defended on television. Way too many titles. We are seeing way too many titles on AEW. And then their women's division, they need to work on their women's division a little bit too. They need to work on using Thunder Rosa more, because Thunder Rosa as AEW World Champion, her reign as AEW World Champion has been absolutely bottom of the barrel, complete garbage. And it's not because of Thunder Rosa. It's because of AEW overlooking Thunder Rosa. It's because AEW keeps forgetting about Thunder Rosa, and yet they are using these other women in the division. They are focused on other women instead of focusing on Thunder Rosa. You should be focusing on your AEW Women's World Champion first. Then you can focus on all the other women. Why are they focusing on building up all these other women when we should be focusing on the Thunder Rosa, Toni Storm, Nyla Rose, Marina Shafir storyline? I don't get it. Oh, yes. That would be one of the greatest AEW trio title matches of all time, man. And as I said, AEW is producing way more shows than WWE, man. I told Underground that, but I don't think he believes that, unfortunately. But WWE's not the only ones that's doing bad. AEW is kind of doing bad themselves. Their women's division, they need to work on it. Too many titles, as I said. Their men's division is great. Their men's single and tag team divisions are great. But the women's divisions, fix it. Fix it. You got to do a little bit better with the women's division, man. They need to. They really do. And WWE is no different. They need to do better with their women's divisions as well. Ring of Honor, no different. Same with New Japan. All these women's divisions, man, need to improve. Seriously. The AEW men's division might be, the AEW singles men's division might be one of my favorite divisions on that roster, man. I mean, you got Frankie Kazarian. You got Dante Martin. CM Punk. Adam Cole. Adam Hangman Page. Jungle Boy. Christian. Luchasaurus, who is now being built up as a dangerous monster in that singles division. Thanks to Christian. Thanks to his protege Christian, his manager. You got Anthony Bowens. He's not just a tag team competitor, he's a singles competitor too. And Matt Caster is both a singles and tag team competitor as well. You got Pac. Ray Phoenix. You got Ray Phoenix. What's the other one? What's his other name? What's the other guy's name? Shoot. What's the other guy's name? Pentagon? Pentagon Jr. or something like that. Yeah, Pentagon. You got freaking Aleister Black, Buddy Murphy, Brody King. You know, they're singles and tag team competitors as well. Most of the talent they got on that men's roster are singles and tag team competitors, man. FTR, the Young Bucks, Red Dragons, Kyle O'Reilly, Bobby Fish. You got all that star power on the men's singles and tag team divisions, man. Wow. That's a whole lot of star power. You compare that to WWE's star power on their SmackDown and Raw men's singles tag team divisions, man. I'd say the AEW men's and women's tag team divisions and singles divisions are a lot better. Legitimately, the AEW men's single divisions are a lot better than WWE's Monday Night Raw and SmackDown men's divisions. I mean, names like CM Punk and Adam Cole, man. That's how you know that roster's stacked. Keith Lee, Isaiah Swerve Scott. Man, just keeps on roster. The men's roster just keeps on getting bigger and bigger over on AEW, man. I'm telling you. And now they got Cesaro in that roster. I imagine who they're going to be signing next. I guarantee you, sooner rather than later, they're going to be signing Bray Wyatt, The Fiend, and Johnny Gargano. And you know they're looking to sign Candice LeRae, Dakota Kai, and Sasha Banks. Now that Sasha Banks is released from WWE. Io Shirai has left WWE. Don't be surprised if you see Io Shirai popping up on AEW Dark or AEW Elevation. I got a good feeling that some reports may come out that Io Shirai is interested in signing with AEW. I wouldn't be surprised. I wouldn't be surprised at all. I wouldn't be surprised if Kairi Sane ends up popping up on AEW Dark or Elevation. You know, all these surprises, man. All these free agents out here. It's crazy. It really is. Professional wrestling is good this year and it's not good. It's been good this year and it hasn't been good at the same time. Luchasaurus as a heel, man. Holy shit, man. Could you imagine seeing a heel Luchasaurus versus a babyface? What's his name? What's his freaking name? Lance Archer. Could you imagine seeing a heel Luchasaurus versus a babyface Lance Archer, man? That would be great. Two monsters going at it in the ring. That would be great. That would be a powerhouse match right there, man. I want to see Keith Lee versus Powerhouse Hobbs. That's the match I want to see, man, right there. Woo, man. And then Ricky Starks versus Isaiah Swerve Scott. AEW's got some potential, man. AEW's going to be producing a whole bunch of matches that us WWE and AEW fans have never seen before, man. All that star power they got on that roster, man. WWE can't beat that. WWE in their division can't beat AEW's men's and women's division in their roster and their star power, man. I'm sorry. I'm sorry, man. Anyhow, guys, I'm going to push the play button. I only came live to watch Deadly Affairs and Deadly Women. So this is Deadly Affairs, episode 10. I didn't know I was going to be going live with my watch along, talking a little bit slow. Goes to show you that my brain is all over the place right now. I haven't had anything to eat. I've only ate breakfast and snack. That's why I'm probably talking the way I'm talking. That's why I'm feeling the way I'm feeling right now. I can tell you right now, I am very, very hungry. Very, very hungry. I'm ready to eat. Bandito? Who is Bandito? I haven't heard that name before. And why would they replace Pac? Is Pac going to be joining the House of Black or something? I mean, that's confusing. Anyhow, I'm pushing the play button, guys.
An army guy, he was handsome.
I love watching these Deadly Affair and Deadly Women episodes on ID.
He had ever encountered in his career.
They are really good episodes. Look at his hot girlfriend. Look at this hot girlfriend, man. Look at her.
I think maybe.
Oh my God.
Was that Sean was like, no.
Ooh. Well, at least she doesn't look cringe.
Terrible temptation. And when attraction goes awry, it can end in murder. During the judge's sentencing, he mentioned that this was the most senseless murder that he had ever encountered in his career.
If you guys are new to the channel and want to see more watch-alongs and want to be a part of the live chat for my AWN Dark Elevation, Dark Friday SmackDown, and much more watch-alongs, hit that subscribe button, turn on the bell for notifications. I'm close to 400 subscribers. I'm trying the best I can to get there, but it's not easy to get there. Just like it's not easy to get to 1,000 subs. You can subscribe to my second YouTube channel, which is IWN Gamer. Follow me on Instagram. The link to my Instagram, Snapchat, and Facebook accounts are in the description. The link to my Facebook gaming creator page and the link to my Facebook IWN community group page is in the description as well. All that is in the description. And like I said, if you guys missed my Dragon Ball Z Kakarot demo version gameplay video, go check that out. Give that a thumbs up. And let me know in the comments below what you think of the video. I would really appreciate that. I am watching Deadly Affairs, Betrayed by Love on ID. It's 12 o'clock. Deadly Women is now on, but I had it paused because I was talking to my YouTube buddies, Southern Pro Wrestling and Underground. Underground's still my buddy, man. He's still cool. There's some things that he says that I just don't agree with. Some things he say I agree with. Some things he say I don't agree with. We have our agree and disagreements when it comes to wrestling. That's all it is.
After only a few weeks, Sean's already regretting his promise. Sean told Heather that he would be leaving the army, but what he told everybody else was that he loved the army. Sean daydreams about being back in the service. He trains every day to keep fit and even practices combat.
Come on, can we get some more people here in the live chat? I mean, I know it's late, but come on.
I think there's even a point where he said when he put on his uniform, it felt like where he needed to be. But though he hangs on to his military ways, Sean can't hang on to a job. He had two different civilian jobs, and he lost them both. So I imagine things got a little stressful. After just 4 months in Ohio, Sean joins the National Guard. But the war in Iraq means Sean's unit is being sent to Italy. Now Heather has months to wait and worry. Heather's left in Brunswick, Ohio. She's very lonely. She doesn't know anyone there. Over the next 8 months, Heather finds a new job and tries to be happy. She just moved to the area. She was brand new. She started making some friends while working at a couple of local restaurants. And by Christmas of 2003, Heather is feeling better about life in Ohio. So when Sean finally comes home, he's surprised to find the sweet bride he left behind is now a sour wife.
Yeah. Anyways, folks, you all know that I don't like to watch garbage on television. The Monday Night Raw, SmackDown, NXT 2.0 shows are terrible every week. They're not being produced or written right, creatively lazy. We saw how awful SmackDown was last night. I can't imagine. I can definitely imagine how terrible Money in the Bank probably was tonight or last night. Because today's Sunday. I can definitely imagine how terrible Money in the Bank, the Money in the Bank 2022 pay-per-view was. I wonder if JD has doubts on Liv Morgan winning the SmackDown Women's Champion. Because her reign's not going to last long. She's going to drop the title to someone else. She's going to get put in Titus Cameron. Only for her to not get used again. It's going to be just like Raquel Rodriguez's run on the SmackDown Women's roster. A complete waste of time, of course. But I love to watch WWE because I care about WWE. That's what Southern Pro Wrestling doesn't realize. That's what him and other people on the channel don't realize, that I watch WWE because I care. Not to try to shit on it all the time, you know. But some of my favorite talents are on there, you know. Roman Reigns, Shotzi Blackheart, Xia Li, Shayna Baszler, Sonya Deville, you know. Ronda Rousey was my favorite. But I ain't going to say anymore anything that's going to make the Ronda Rousey fans angry. You know what I mean? So, I got nothing else to say. I'm kind of dazed out a little bit because I ain't ate nothing. I'm hungry. And we're going to continue to play the Deadly Affairs, episode 10. Sorry it took me so long to say that. When I don't have nothing to eat, I can't run a live stream like this. If I have something to eat and my brain is functioning, yeah, I can run a live stream. But, you know, right now I just feel completely just out of it. Do you know what I mean? My uncle's funeral is in like 1 or 2 days, you know. And of course, I'm ready for the funeral. I'm ready for the day to get here. Fortunately, my mother and my grandmother are not. And I know why, because they loved and cared about him. But anyhow, I'm going to play the video back. I'm surprised that there is no one in the live chat, as usual. That's every week. Every time I go live, there's only 1 or 2 people watching. It wasn't like that with my SmackDown watch-along last night. My SmackDown watch-along, there was actually 4 or 5 people watching. Now it's like when I go live with a different watch-along, there's like 1 or 2 people watching. Doesn't make sense to me, man. I don't get it. I don't understand.
He's surprised to find the sweet bride he left behind is now a sour wife. Heather finally confronted him. She told him how lonely she'd been, and she told him she didn't know him anymore. He's been gone 10 out of the last 12 months. She's tired of living alone. She wanted to work on the marriage. She wanted things to change. But things won't change. Sean's already decided to re-enlist in the military. He was very at home in the Army, and it was the only place he was comfortable. Sean convinces Heather to play along, at least for now. No.
Yeah, I think she's planning on hiring a hitman to kill him just because he wasn't there to comfort her or show her the love that he should be shown for her. I don't know, man. I don't know. But this is getting interesting real fast, real quick.
Army and moves to Fort Hood, Texas. Sean is learning to be a medic in the Army, and he has taken to the Army like a fish to water. He is back in his element. For weeks, Sean and Heather call and text, trying to salvage their marriage. And though they say that absence makes the heart grow fonder, in Sean's case, absence makes the heart go wander. And when Sean needs to study the human body, he finds the perfect partner, Lauren Christopher. She's more than willing to give him some hands-on experience. He meets a young lady named Lauren, who is also doing medic training there. This Army angel is everything Heather is not. Lauren loved the military life, and she liked the idea of traveling around and staying in the Army.
Oh, really?
Even as Sean woos his
Now Sean is cheating on. Now Sean's cheating on Hitler. Now she's cheating, or I keep saying she.
David Heinrich was a kid from Brunswick, and he really was a kid. And this was the first time that he was out on his own. He had his own apartment, and he had a job working at a local coffee shop. Heather finds someone to fill a gap left by her absentee husband. Soon, she's spending all her free time with David. Now she's got somebody who she can share things with. Walks in the park, they can play video games together, they can listen to music together. For David, having a girl who is a friend is something new. David was a shy young man who'd led something of a sheltered life. It must be very exciting for him to have this pretty girl who's interested in hanging around with him. David is so different from Sean. He's fun company and a good listener, but Heather keeps him at arm's length. Even after 3 months without Sean, Heather still hopes to save their marriage. Heather goes to Texas to visit Sean for a weekend. It's kind of a last-ditch effort.
Watch, she's gonna go into it, finding out that Sean is cheating on her.
But Sean isn't excited about this reunion. He keeps Heather off the Army base where he lives. Lauren was there, and he didn't want the two of them to meet, or he didn't want his buddies to see that he had a wife. Sean's not in the mood for romance, but Heather's armed with promises of love and a suitcase of sexy lingerie. I can't blame her. It always works for me. The first time she showed up in one of the outfits, he was watching TV, glanced over at her and said, "Yeah, you look great." And that was pretty much it. Uh-oh. If your husband's not interested in sex, you better start looking for the other woman. Sean seemed distracted. She thought he had moved on or that something else was up. Heather's not about to play second fiddle to some military madam. And when the truth comes out, this love triangle's going to explode, and someone will go down in flames.
You guys ready to find out who's about to go down in flames? Ladies and gentlemen, ready to find out? Oh, I am. Let me turn notifications off.
His marriage was over. In fact, he told her that he'd been served papers for a divorce.
Sean's not really divorced. That doesn't stop him from making plans for the future.
They talked about having an army wedding. If they were married, they could.
Well, Sean needs to divorce his wife if he wants to date the other woman.
Return to his wife in Ohio and start the paperwork that will make his divorce official.
They discuss alimony, they discuss breaking up their assets, and Sean is on board about the whole thing.
Things go so well that Sean returns the sexy lingerie photos he took of Heather. Heather was almost relieved that he had moved on, that she also could move on as well. A few days later, Sean leaves Ohio for his new post in the military. And Heather moves in with her pal, David.
She wanted to cut her expenses, and David's roommate had moved out recently. And that's when her friendship with David grows into a romance, and the two become intimate.
David quickly sheds his shyness and lets Heather take the lead in bed. Well, Polaroids are fun. Talk about lights, camera, action.
One of the things Heather does is take some pictures and then sends the lingerie and give those pictures to David.
The happy couple hardly gives a thought to Sean. He's stationed on an army base in Hawaii.
First of all, Lauren has been assigned to a post and it's not in Hawaii.
Sean dislikes being alone, and he starts calling Heather.
He now had no female relationship or no one to spend time with. It is possible that because of this, he now was started obsessing again with Heather.
Sean won't give up. And though Heather tells him the marriage is over, he keeps calling.
And each time they talk, he tries to keep her on the phone longer. In one 30-minute period one day, he calls her 82 times.
The calls continue for almost a month, until Heather finally admits that she's with David. Sean said he's just gonna dump you after a while. This guy's just gonna leave. The calls suddenly stop. Maybe Sean has finally gotten hit. Or maybe not. Almost 6 weeks after moving away, Sean's back. Sean rings the bell to David's apartment for an hour. When officers arrive, Sean quickly backs down and leaves the area. But he only goes as far as the restaurant where Heather tends bar.
Heather, of course, is shocked. She not only has no idea that Sean could be in Ohio, but she realizes he didn't have any leave scheduled, and he must be AWOL.
If Sean's caught being AWOL, he could be thrown out of the military or even jailed.
Heather was shocked and surprised that he was there, but she didn't.
Of course she would be.
This lovelorn army ground stays for hours, pleading with Heather.
He kept professing his love to her, how he wanted to get back together with her.
But whenever Sean is distracted, Heather calls David at work to update him. She's worried that Sean is asking questions about the relationship.
At one point, he even asks her, so if David wasn't in the picture, would you come back to me then?
Sean's desperate to rekindle the attraction between them. After almost 4 hours, Sean finally gives up and leaves the bar. Heather is worried for herself and her lover. She calls David again to check in. But David is sick of being bullied and terrified. He's not going to let anyone threaten the woman he loves. And when the attraction between lovers isn't as strong as the forces tearing them apart, someone will be pushed to murder.
Oh, man.
That's a big boy. Oh, her chips are stuck.
Does everybody still like the background?
On October 1st, 2005, Heather's estranged husband, Sean, shows up unexpectedly.
Heather gets off work that night about midnight and goes home.
Heather's glad to get safely into the apartment she shares with David.
She thinks David is asleep on the couch, but once she puts on the light, she realizes that there's a rope around his neck.
It looks as if David has tried to hang himself. He's still warm but not breathing.
She's freaked out seeing her boyfriend, who she loved, with a rope around his neck.
Police arrive quickly, but it's too late. David is gone.
Within minutes of officers' arrival, you could see that this was more of a homicide than a suicide.
When Heather first found David, he had a rope around his neck, but he wasn't killed with it.
He did have 2 sets of ligature marks on his neck, which is very unusual for a hanging.
Heather is sure her estranged husband is responsible for David's death.
She was very adamant that David did not kill himself because of the knot in the rope, that it was a military-style knot.
The knot, in fact, is Sean's favorite. It's the impossible knot he uses all the time, even on his laundry bag. As the manhunt begins, the city of Brunswick is shocked to learn of young David's senseless death.
David was such a young, likable young man. The killing was so cold-blooded. It seemed to come out of nowhere. I think that makes it kind of tug at your heartstrings. It's young love gone very bad.
Officers fan out looking for David's killer.
We need to get Sean in custody at the minimum for questioning before he left the state.
On October
They need to
2005,
before he gets away.
officers find Sean at the airport, calmly waiting for his return flight to Hawaii. Police take him in for questioning. And it isn't long before Sean confesses to detectives. He reveals how he broke into David's apartment that night.
He crawled up the balconies and the meter boxes, getting onto the roof, then hung from the gutter, and then jumped down into the balcony of that apartment.
Don't forget,
Sean
Deadly
wanders
Affairs,
into the
Betrayed by Love, episode
He
10,
can't tell
season
how
2
long
is
the
a,
photographs.
it's basically,
What I describe as explicit photographs.
the title's basically War and Cheaters.
It was apparent that they were taken inside that apartment.
It's one of these episodes where the boyfriend gets interviewed
Sean was
and he gets arrested for his girlfriend's murder,
Seeing these photos would make him further intrigued.
basically.
He also saw.
And he finds out that she is dating David. She finds out that he finds out that she's dating David.
Gleeman was sitting in the dark when David came home.
Sean is a big army guy who's physically fit, and David is just a normal size 19-year-old. Had no way he could have put up a fight against Sean.
No way.
It probably took less than a minute to kill him.
Sean loops the rope around David's neck, and all that frustration and the realization that he's never going to get Heather back just sort of boils over. He strangles David to death.
On March 13th, 2006, Sean pled guilty to aggravated murder, aggravated burglary, and kidnapping, with being sentenced to life in prison with the possibility of parole after 25 years.
Sean's wife Heather was never implicated in his crime. But what of Lauren Costalis? Did Sean's lady love know he was trying to win Heather back?
She got a text message from Sean after the murder, and they talked about getting married. She had no idea what was happening. She had no idea Sean was in Ohio at the time.
Sean later recants his confession. He is retried and found guilty in 2009.
He got a harsher sentence the second time, being sentenced to 30 years to life in prison.
Sean maintains his innocence, but his actions were bizarre.
He was obsessed not only with getting Heather back, but with winning. He always had to come out on top.
Yep.
I guess it's true what they say. There's no accounting for taste. It just depends on the craving. But even the most distinguished palate desires a little comfort food every now and then.
This is the story of a whale.
Here it is, guys.
Marriage.
Here it is.
Couldn't make a
Deadly Women, Fatal Instincts, Season 1, Episode 8. Right here on DirecTV, on my TV screen.
In a bar just outside Charlotte, North Carolina, two drifters find each other.
It says here that
And 31-year-old Giovanni Gambino. Crystal's professional life left a lot to be desired. The most successful
Exactly.
thing she ever did was put a band together.
Very nice. I like your music.
Really? You have a type.
He was charming, nice, this macho type man who pumped himself up. Name's Gio. Gio Gambino. Heard the name before?
No.
But he relished the idea that people believed that he was a member of the Gambino crime family. The Gambinos. Famous New York crime family?
I'm Crystal. Something he actually
hey, Crystal.
What about you?
That's what he said.
far from connected. Gio is simply an everyday guy. But his charm soon lands Crystal and a family.
And they have a little girl. Beautiful little girl. But you know what? This is not the ideal American family.
Oh, really? Then what is?
The pair share a passion for indulgence.
Right there.
Oh, he's taking pictures of her posing as a sexy model, right?
We know that cocaine was probably something they used frequently.
And when they get bored with each other,
This relationship ain't gonna last long. She's gonna hire a hitman to try to kill him.
Group sex parties. Check out this.
Same as last week's episode of Deadly Women. Woman hires a hitman to kill her husband, and her hitman gets arrested. Look at that. Look at that. I'm going to read to you all what it says on the screen. But when their lifestyle begins to exceed their income, the couple starts to fight. See what I mean? See what I mean?
More good news from the bank.
She said, more good news from the bank? Bro, she came in on him like an MMA female boxer.
Forget their differences. These swingers turn to new partners when things get rough.
At the same time as they were having this big fight, they were sending messages to line up the divorce. So this was all of the chaos of their marriage.
He wants to be somebody he's not. He likes to live in a fantasy world. It's what he thrives on.
Oh, really? Oh, man, this marriage is going to break loose, man. You know she's going to hire somebody to kill him just because she finds out that he's cheating on another woman. Really?
On top of the financial, marriage problems, emotional problems, the violence, add one more layer to this. Sex. Could things get any more volatile?
This summer, we're taking you right into the food truck zone, and the competition is coming in hot. 9 trucks will compete, but only one can be top 5. Oh, the Great Food Truck Race, Sunday night at 9.
With thyroid eye disease, my whole world.
Ladies and gentlemen, I'll be back. I'm going to go get a cold beverage real quick. Don't go nowhere. I will be back.
With my symptoms under control.
Ladies and gentlemen, I'm back. And when they got a cold beverage, when they got a bottle of water. And this week's episode of Deadly Women is getting really, really interesting. Their marriage is falling apart. And I wanted to bet the next thing they're going to show is that her husband, she catches her husband cheating on her. Then she's going to hire somebody to kill him. That's what's going to happen. That's what's going to happen. That's what I think is going to happen. When you guys think it's going to happen on Deadly Women, episode 8? What do you guys think is going to happen on Deadly Women, Fatal Instincts, episode 8? Let me know in the live chat. Come on, let's get some more people in the live chat, man. Where's the YouTubers at? Where's everybody at? I know it's 12 something in the morning, but geez Louise. Can we get some Investigate Discovery viewers and fans in here, man? Something, man. Good grief. Here it is already, the first week of July. First week of July already, man. What are you guys doing on the first week of July? Got your vacations planned? Plan on going fishing? Plan on going to eat? Out to eat somewhere? Plan on going to Old Charlie's? Longhorn? What? Oh, look, it's back on. It's back on now.
In Alexis, North Carolina, on February 29th, 2016, Crystal and Giovanni Gambino think a private orgy is the perfect distraction from their marriage woes.
Ladies first.
39-year-old Jeffrey Gilliland and 33-year-old Stephanie Sanchez join the party. Usually, the couple share their new friends, but today, Giovanni changes the rules.
Ready to have some fun? Come on, big guy.
Crystal is rubbing her hands together. She's waiting in a bathrobe, waiting to participate in this group sex, the drugs, the drinking, and the party.
What do you mean now?
Your turn.
When Crystal was told that she was not going to be a part of the threesome, she snapped.
That was it. That was the last time he was going to disappoint her. Crystal is beside herself. The rage is building up in her. She needs to do something.
She went and got a gun, a box of shells.
Disappointed and disrespected. For Crystal, it's the last straw.
Wait a minute. You're in the threesome with my husband and another man, and I have to wait outside? She couldn't deal with it.
When Crystal opened fire, there was little hope of them getting out of the room because Crystal was standing in the doorway.
Her gun held 5 rounds. When those were gone, she reloaded. When those 5...
That didn't deter her. She kept going.
Damn.
Those 5...
Wow.
If you reload, at some point you have to stop and think, what am I doing? And
That didn't deter her. She kept going.
Cam Lemon.
She had to be extremely angry. Giovanni is shot in the neck and upper torso. Jeff is shot in the upper torso. But it was Stephanie who got the most of it. She got 8 rounds in her.
Just to show that she wasn't totally awful, she put a pillow under dead Giovanni's head.
But Crystal has no such respect for Stephanie.
She put her in a wheelbarrow, took her outside, and threw her in the fire pit, covered her up.
Wow.
The thinking goes something like this. I'm a woman. I should have been in that scenario, not you.
She leaves the 2 male bodies there, but tries to destroy the female. With 2 bodies still in her bedroom, Crystal is out of time before the school pickup.
This took most of the day, and she had to go get her daughter from school.
Buying for time, Crystal takes her daughter to her brother's house.
How are you?
And after the pleasantries of hello, she says,
What's up?
I killed Giovanni. And his response was, oh, yes, you're always saying that. And she said, no, I did.
I'm serious.
Crystal. And he could tell from the way she said it that she was serious.
Crystal! In disbelief, her family notifies the police, who soon find an unusually willing suspect.
She was very calm. She just had a distant look in her eyes. Everything she told us turned out to be true. Not every day you find 3 bodies where someone says, I just killed 3 people.
She knew that what she had done was murder, and she knew punishment was waiting. She was someone resolved to that.
Crystal Gambino pleads guilty to manslaughter and 2 counts of second-degree murder. She is sentenced to 29 years in prison. By killing all the participants, she solved the problem, and she was willing to pay for it. A dark heart. She was considered the life of the neighborhood, can be hidden by a kind smile. Most sociopaths are charming people.
I can win the lawsuit, but everybody knows I wrote that song. Whoa.
I got nobody to talk to in the live chat. Got nobody to talk to in the live chat.
And so he was caught outside in the middle of the night with no truck. There's something about Martha Grinder. Martha's just so nice to people. And a great conversationalist. She is an instant hit with Pittsburgh's social set when she settles there in 1860 with husband George.
Please join us, ladies. These are George's brothers, Jeremiah and Samuel.
Martha was seen by others as a very gracious host. She was welcomed into people's homes. Oh, it's Martha. She almost always brought something to eat.
To the best hostess in town. Here is here. Cheers.
Thank you.
Uh-oh.
But Martha has a secret. Martha's need for money was so profound, she started stealing from her husband's family.
Thank goodness you're here. There was a man. A strange man in the house. Oh
no. And this is our daughter.
She is lying.
Hello.
She was lying. She knew she was stealing that money. She tried to make it seem like somebody came in and stole the money when she didn't.
It's fair game to Martha. Even her new maid.
Oh, man.
She doesn't have many possessions, but Martha still wants them.
What a pathetic liar, man.
Meanwhile, Pittsburgh sees Martha as a generous host.
How's that wine? Very nice, thank you.
Her new neighbors, Mary and James Carruthers, can't believe their luck.
I think they took to
I thought they were going to say Jane Doe.
There's another way to them.
Are you alright, Jane? You go to bed.
Oh, I thought they were going to say.
Here.
Little do they know who they've befriended. Martha is progressing from stealing things to stealing lives.
Her throat hurt. Her head began to ache. She started to vomit. She would go into convulsions, sometimes bringing up blood.
For 4 days and nights, Martha nurses her new maid.
People look at that and go, wow, isn't she wonderful?
No, she's not. She's a sicko and a psychopath, what she is.
She dies in absolute agony with Martha at her bedside. While
She killed her, but they're going to find out sooner or later.
Martha discovers something else about herself. She enjoys the ritual of death. Martha starts offering her services as an amateur undertaker.
When neighbors or friends died or family members died, she would help prepare the bodies and help get them ready for their viewing.
But there are never enough bodies to satisfy her. Martha starts making her own
That's just sickening.
It's time for an epic summer tournament.
Man, that's just sickening, man.
Taking on some of our wildest games.
Filled with an athlete.
Get that a week. Wait, all right. Season 3 of Triple G Summer Games.
That is just some sick, that's some sick stuff, man.
For pink, because only Ace offers the
That is some real sick stuff, man. Darn. I'm telling you all right now. They're showing AEW on ID again.
And lately, both of her talents have become a curious necessity. There's been a death. People close to Martha are dying. Her maid, and now her brother-in-laws.
Mr. Loomis.
They both died of digestive disorders shortly after their visit to them. It appears that Martha just kept their money and belongings when they died.
Martha is enjoying the fruits of her labor. Her 22-year-old neighbor, Mary, is next to fall ill.
She was feeling terrible. She was violently ill.
You remember?
And Martha was right there to help nurse her.
A kind smile and caring nature masks Martha's obsession with death. But her fun is cut short
I believe something may be poisoning her.
when the doctor advises Mary to leave town.
Why don't you take a month in the countryside?
So they did.
The doctor is right. The house is killing everyone. More specifically, Martha's kitchen. And its next victim reveals her true black heart.
Did she poison her own daughter? She poisoned her own.
Her own 7-year-old.
She murdered her own 7-year-old daughter. She murdered her own 7-year-old daughter, y'all. Y'all know how crazy that sounds? That is crazy. What? Why would she murder her own daughter, giving her poison? This woman is sick, man. I'm telling y'all, this woman is a fucking psychopath. I'm telling you right now. This woman is the devil. This woman is the real devil, man. I'm telling you now.
Mary's return, she receives more of Martha's hospitality. And so does her husband, James.
Here's Martha with, guess what, some food to welcome you back to the neighborhood. This time, Mary is so ill so quickly that really nothing can be done.
They're gonna give her death. They're gonna charge her. They're gonna charge her with probably 6 or 7 counts of murder.
Her husband became suspicious.
And sentence her to.
He started to put the facts together. Every time his wife got ill, Martha...
They're probably gonna charge her with 7 or 8 counts of murder and probably sentence her to death. That's what they're gonna do. They should. Look how many people she poisoned, man. With that food and all those drinks she was giving them and stuff.
2 years, Martha murders 5 people.
Oh, well, she's gonna be charged with 5 counts. 5 counts of murder.
When her victims' bodies are exhumed, the truth is revealed.
They found what should never be there, arsenic in high quantities. And so Martha was undone. Her plot was exposed. Martha was a serial murderer.
Yep.
In 1866, Martha Grinder is convicted of murder and sentenced to hang. Like her victims' deaths, Martha's departure is slow and agonizing.
The executioner really did not figure the knot properly. And she struggled there for about 12 minutes before she finally died.
It was a case of justice in some way. She deserved her fate.
Oh, yeah. She did. She did. Well, that's the end of that, guys. I'm going to end the stream. If you enjoyed hanging out with me in the live chat, hit thumbs up. If you didn't, hit thumbs down. It's okay. I won't be mad. This Tuesday afternoon, I will not be live with AW Dark Elevation. I will be live with AW Dark. I may be live with Elevation. I don't know. Depends on what time I get back home from the funeral. If I get back home from the funeral like at 3 or 4 o'clock, then I'll have time to go live with AW Dark Elevation. I'm going to schedule it just in case. But I am going to schedule my AW Dark live stream watch along because I am going to be live for AW Dark since I'll be off Tuesday. And don't forget, send your thoughts and prayers to me and my family as we are going through these hard times right now. I mean, everybody's going through hard times, but I feel like we are going through it the most. I mean, heck, I even feel like I'm going through it the most. Look how many family members I done lost. You know, I had so many deaths in my family, man. It's just hasn't been a good year for me at all. It's been a sad and emotional year for me, man. Having so many deaths in my family is just, it's not something you want to bring up. It's not something you want to know. It's something that just tears you up, upsets you, and sometimes you have to move on from it. But I'm never gonna move on from my father's death, man. His death's gonna stick with me the rest of my life. Did that to a lot of people. I can move on from my uncle's death. I can't move on from my father's death. I can't. I just can't. I just can't do it. I can't. But guys, I will be live for Dark. I gotta find out what episode of Dark is supposed to be airing live on All Elite Wrestling's YouTube channel. Get ready to find out real quick what episode it is. I think it's episode 152. I might be wrong. I'm not sure. I need to go ahead and find out before I stream here. Because I could have sworn I was live with episode 151 last week. I could have sworn I was. No, I was live with episode 150 last week. So yes, I will be live for AW Dark episode 151. It should be a good episode. I am going to read to you all the full card before the actual episode comes on. So, anyways, guys, hope you guys have a good rest of your 4th of July weekend. I'll see you guys in the live chat for AEW Dark episode 151. And like I said, I may see you in the live chat for Elevation too. I'm not sure. It depends on what time I come back home. I'll still have it scheduled in case. And I have both AEW Dark Elevation and my AEW Dark watch-alongs scheduled for Tuesday. And I'm going to be streaming a game that I just bought yesterday. You guys are going to be in for a huge surprise this Friday. Oh yeah, you're going to be in for a huge surprise this Friday, man. I'm telling you now. I'm telling you now. I got plans to stream the game that I bought last week, man. This Friday. I got my weekend plans already in place, man. Got some content I'm going to be uploading to the channel as well. That's why I say it's important to have on your notifications so you don't miss any video or live stream that gets uploaded or streamed to the channel every week. But guys, peace. I'm out here. Like I said, see you guys in the live chat for AW Dark episode 151. Good night. Have a great rest of y'all's weekend. Have a great start to your week.